Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are introducing Robin, your personal Siri-like assistant on the road. Now, Robin is really two things. First, it's the assistant, and this assistant runs on top of our speech understanding platform that eventually will open up to developers for third-party integration. But let's go with the product that we're releasing today first. So this is the app. Okay, it's very simple, just a microphone and a map. Now, say I'm the driver. My biggest pain, what is it? For me, it's traffic. So I'm behind the wheel, and I just want to ask, Robin, what is the traffic like? What is the traffic near San Francisco?
Showing traffic in San Francisco.
Attention, severe traffic alert northbound 280 after Mariposa Street in San Francisco.
Okay, so the 280 is bad. I need to take the 101, and then I need to worry about parking because I'm running late. What is the parking right now like near Café de la Presse? This is real-time information.
Well, looking for Café de la Presse. I found multiple parking options. The closest one is 200 Sutter, less than a quarter mile away and costs $15 an hour.
Huh. Can I reserve it?
All right, calling their number.
Okay, so I can call the garage. Not really going to call it right now, so notice the interface. Robin, what is the price again?
Costs $15 an hour.
Huh. Do you have anything cheaper? I'm a cheapskate.
The cheapest one is 100 Sutter, less than a quarter mile away and costs $1.75 an hour.
What? Go there right now. Save me almost
Launching
$15.
navigation. I'll be on standby if you need me.
Thank you, Robin. So you get the idea. We have the three main use cases for the driver: traffic, parking, navigation, not necessarily in this order. Already I have my basic needs covered. Notice how I was focused on the road essentially the whole time, maybe even sometimes looking peripherally. I don't need to look for the menus. I just need to wave hello to the system for it to activate, or it just talks back to me. So it's completely speech-driven interface.
Turning it over to Saul, the sports commentator.
My alerts.
Jason Kidd hits a big trade to cut the Knicks' lead within 6 points. Nowitzki hits a huge layup, cutting the Knicks' lead within 4 points. 92-88 with 5:18 left. It's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
Brought to you by Dashwick, taking the Turing test in sports riding.
Okay, very good. So this was actually teaser features. That's not in the beta. Right now, Dashwick, which is an auto-generated content about sports games, personalized to me, is integrating into our platform. And this is where I'm heading with. Where I'm headed with this. Basically, on top of this app, which is a vertical one after all, although the voice interaction in the car is a must more than a nice to have, we'll eventually open it up to third-party developers. And then that's a way for them to hook into the speech understanding system, like a shell, both for input and output that we provide, and to be able to, for the person to get their local data, their news, their alerts.
Attention.
There.
Low occupancy alert.
Okay.
It looks like your parking destination is
I'm running out of parking options here, but you get the idea, right? So the idea is I can get everything by voice in, voice out. So if, for instance, I want to use this third-party service, the Serendipity dating site, I should be able to just say, Robin, alert me anytime there is a single Jewish girl nearby, under 30, who likes Shakespeare and French movies. And with an assistant like this, I'm sure this is going to be a beginning of a magnificent friendship. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And I should also mention that we are raising a seed round right now. If anybody is interested, let's talk.
Great. Okay.
We need a third-party app for that, to plug into our platform.
Great. Okay. Questions of the Android-based open version of Siri, Robin?
Is it your own translation service underneath?
Say it again?
Is it your own translation service underneath, or what are you using?
Translation? Okay.
The voice transcription or translation
So the
service?
technology is really two components. There is speech-to-text and text-to-meaning, right? For speech-to-text on Android, we are using the Android SDK provided by Google. All right, and then, but to actually understand the person's intent, it's our proprietary technology that's been in development in the last over 5 years.
I think Maybe I'll make a first prediction for the conference. I think there's a sort of a new wave of mashup companies coming. In the old days, it was as soon as APIs became available, everything was mashing up a Foursquare API with a something else API, and sort of feel like we're seeing a little bit of that already. I think it's really tricky to build a big business off of a mashup company. You have to have something extremely proprietary. Sometimes the design of the mashup itself is the thing that wins, and in your case, that might well be it. So I think it's important to decide sort of where you want to invest your energy, and it might be just in the beautiful elegance of the translation from the words to the meaning, like you said. If that's the case, I would emphasize that dramatically in your effort, your focus, and your application, because I think all the other pieces are going to be commoditized and you can string them together. So.
I agree with you, but make no mistake, the central driver's experience and the understanding of locations, addresses, cross streets, points of interest, we take care of that. So that's really our expertise. We're not giving that away to anybody. Like peripheral stuff that you might want to need as you go. Right? That's the part where we invite third-party developers to come in.
I definitely think you should record yourself and put yourself in the app, because that's one of the most interesting parts of it, is the presentation.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
It's releasing today.
Where does it work? All over the world?
It's a limited beta in California right now. Next version is going to open it up to all of the US. And then we'll take it from there. The technology itself is a multi-language technology. It's working in Israel already. It's up. You can ask the president; he can confirm. It's up. This technology is used by the major bus company in Israel for people to ask questions about transit directions and such and times. So we are eventually going to go to international markets as well.
I found it, very robust. It was interesting to listen to, and it worked. And that part was impressive. But I had the same reaction. I've got so many different driving and location devices and apps, SIG Alert and free navigation systems on my phone. So I think it's a space that's crowded, and I think the differentiation point is a good one. What's really the proprietary jewel that's going to make you win above all of the devices and apps that are proliferating out there to do stuff like this?
That is true. I want to make this distinction. We are not a navigation app. In fact, we launched Google's navigation. Right? We have to understand really the location, all the location information. So I can say, let's go to Van Ness and Lombard, and the system needs to know those locations to understand me, and that's part of our proprietary technology as well. But eventually, our business is just to understand information and then deliver it back to the user. We understand the core that needs to be there. The rest of it, come in and work with us.
But yeah, the one thing I would suggest is then expand on that car use case scenario, where there are certain things that I want to know while I'm in my car. So certain types of content, certain types of information, and maybe those are some things that you could partner with certain companies that would help differentiate the overall offering. So if you want to have access to your podcast there, then you'll be able to do that if you want to offer. So things that are necessarily different from what you can access through your phone right now.
Absolutely, and that's really the roadmap. This today is a minimum viable product. We chose the three main pains, if you will, to address right now. It will be expanded on a bi-weekly basis.
I'm curious what the judges, if the judges think eventually people will actually use these voice-activated assistants, and if so, will there be one assistant like Siri, or do you think it will be built into each application? I'm curious what the judges think. Will voice-activated assistants become a reality?
Yeah, I think it's the new taxonomy for the web. It's the thing that sort of takes it from whatever percentage of penetration we have to basically make it universal. And so I think you're part of a trend that is the future. So I think the real question, though, is what you just said. And at least my perspective is that you're probably going to have different services you rely on in situ in different ways, all with different providers. So really, this is why the difficulty, and I think Neil's question is a really good one, is just like the value seems to be in like these points where everything pivots around. So whether it's you own the language engine. So in case, like you look at the marketplace, if it's not Google's or Microsoft, you're really reliant on Nuance. But then there's these layers on top of it that could be valuable if you have this semantic engine that's richer than everybody else's.
Yes.
Right. But then again, it's getting the distribution in all of these different fragmented areas is going to be very hard.
Yeah, and maybe to put it more pointedly, I don't often ask this question, but how concerned are you that Google will do this? Because this seems right up their alley. And I know Google can do anything, but understanding meaning and giving you things back that you're searching for and asking questions, that's what Google does.
It's a very good question, and the truth is that we welcome Google with open arms. Because rather than competing with Google, we are going to complete it. It's very hard to do broad understanding of everything, and Google really in its position has to do that.
Is David
right?
Lowy here?
I hope so. So we are focusing on a few key verticals where we think voice is important, like the driver's experience, like a few other ones. Right? And just there, we are going to release our own product plus APIs, 1, 2, 3, that's it.
Okay.
And Google will not cover the entire market.
Let's hear it for Robin by Magnifis.